Okay.
Okay.
Right,
there we go.
Oh, so they missed that whole bit about that.
Well, we could do it all over. Nobody heard it, so I said I'm eating cake here. You can watch me get fatter throughout the show.
And then I told him, or I asked him, I wonder if that exists. If there's a YouTube live stream of just people eating junk food, and you have to see like if their butt grows bigger.
That'd be interesting because you could stream for hours. You know.
Yeah, like if they gain more weight while they're eating more junk food on camera.
And I'm drinking almond milk, so there's that.
That'd be a funny live stream. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about the sound issue.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, it's just us babbling. All right, so we've got a nice, chunk of people in the chat.
Night.
We've got Brian, Maureen, Connie Cleary, Tom O, Drawgur, Maureen Campbell, Wiki Bobby is here.
Sunday night might be the night.
Yeah, the sound should be working now, Bobby. Everything should be working now.
Yeah.
If it isn't working, let us know. But on our little thing here, it's showing the audio moving. Maureen says, "I want cake."
It was carrot cake, and it was quite delicious.
It was, yeah. It looks good. I didn't eat any.
A little sweet, but you know.
So we had a nice full dinner, chicken stew with noodles
and a baguette
and a baguette, some bread.
Yes, of course. And then tomorrow it's going to be pot roast.
Pot roast, yeah. We're eating some crock pot meals.
Yeah, it's a little kind of overcast. It's not cold, but it's a little breezy, but it's nice. So it's our chance to make comfort food and feel good about it.
It's kind of like a dark, rainy day here in the Cleveland area. It's been kind of dreary, so it's nice because I don't feel like I'm missing anything in the outside world. Yeah. We've just been here like working on things today.
I haven't worked on much at all today, except for the reel-to-reel stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not work, is it? I mean, that's just kind of dicking around with electronics.
Yeah.
But,
Drawgur says, great weather today, in my opinion. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, I mean, trust me.
I really like it. I feel like, we're not missing anything outside.
And we both agree on this. We hate the weather that is sort of like bipolar, like where it's either going to be rainy and dark all day or sunny all day, not dark and moody. And then, at 2 o'clock, the sun comes out.
Yeah, the weird like weather that changes. Yeah.
It's like, that's too, I don't like all that.
Like if it's going to be cloudy and rainy, stay cloudy and rainy.
You just make up your mind already.
It's going to be sunny, stay sunny.
Right.
Michael says legalize pot roast.
I agree. Legalize that pot roast, baby. For recreational use.
That's funny.
Man, I wonder if anyone made like pot roast, like they actually infuse it like edibles.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, don't people put that in everything now?
Pretty much.
All kinds of things.
Why not?
All right. Well, gang, welcome to another edition of Living the Scream! The behind the scenes of the Mummy and the Monkey. I'm Janet, the Mummy.
I'm James, and I portray the Monkey.
And this is us behind the scenes where we talk about eBay and reselling and finding cool stuff. And we also talk about...
switch gears and talk about the Mummy and the Monkey show.
Updates with the show.
The Harry Scary Hangout, or whatever you want to call our little program.
Mm-hmm.
So, we had a good week, I think, of treasure hunting and thrifting and sourcing stuff.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get you out to do what you should be doing every day. But
well, no, I take that back.
You take it back.
No, you take it back.
You already know you're going to say something. You got to take it back.
No. I'm interrupting you because
go right ahead.
We'll host our Friday night show, and then we host the after show, and sometimes we don't get to sleep until like 2 in the morning.
So I don't have a problem with that.
And then at 6 in the morning, he's like, "Hey, let's go to the flea market."
Yeah, I'm good like that. I could totally.
And I'm like, I want to sleep for another hour or two.
If I don't partake that night, I can get up like all I need is like a few hours of sleep because I know I can go to sleep later.
Even though you just get a few hours of sleep, you sleep more solid than I do. I'm a light sleeper, and then when the cats wake me up multiple times throughout the night wanting treats or food, I feel like I want to sleep in a little more. Yeah, so there's some days where I'm just a cranky. I'm a cranky
some
person
days
in the morning.
Oh, some days. Here, take that back. Oh yeah. You're not a morning person. Just let's put it that way. I'm whatever. I'm real.
Maureen goes in. Jim is still alive.
Yeah, unbelievable. Huh?
Yeah. But yes, ideally, I do agree with you.
Yeah, but
like we should go out to the flea market. We should go out to the yard sales.
Even if you buy one thing.
Because that's when they are. They're usually in the morning, and we should just try to get up and go anyway. And then I could just take a nap or sleep later.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in your head. You just got to get yourself in the game. You know, get yourself in the zone. You know, get that couple hours sleep. Wake up, jump out of bed. Forget about putting on makeup and doing your hair and taking a shower. Just get out there, because everybody there is like, you know.
Oh well, when some fans have seen us out at the flea markets.
You're like
and yard sales.
You're like going.
No,
to the,
I'm not.
Yeah,
No, I'm not. Half
perfect.
the time, my hair's a mess and I look all crunchy.
Perfect.
No. I put on like just basics. I just have to make sure, you know, hide the dark circles under my eyes.
Why? What's that even matter? It must be a girl thing.
It's my own thing, my own personal preference. I have to at least look somewhat.
That means you have to get up earlier then, so you can.
I'm not the roll out of bed and go shopping in your pajama pants type of person. I like to at least put on a t-shirt and jeans and brush my hair.
I wish I could go in my underwear.
And put a little bit of cover up on or powder or something.
Right.
That's just my own thing.
I know. Trust me, I know.
But yeah, we definitely need to try to go out and we're always like on the hunt for bargains and for stuff that we can flip. Cool stuff for the house, all that.
Now there were, we got tipped off that there was going to be some like yard sales at this ward in Parma, this area, and man, we hit probably about 20 of them that day.
So yesterday, I think we went to between 20 and 30 yard sales.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And we didn't record anything. We were just in the moment because there were so many. We just wanted to just hurry up and get to them and see what we could find, in hopes we would find things before other people, and find it before other people grab it.
Well, yeah, because it's hard even when we do the thrift store stuff. For me, I know other YouTubers do it and they do it well, and maybe it just sort of becomes second nature. But I'm still kind of grappling with filming and looking stuff, and again,
it's
you
tough
don't want
to
to
do
miss
both.
something.
Yeah.
Well, one idea we had was to just go ahead, pick, find what we want, and then whip the cameras out and pretend, just sort of like go through and
record a little bit,
maybe
just to have something.
You find something, but put it back out and pretend to find, But at least you're not missing out, because someone could easily reach over and grab that thing that you just didn't see right away because you're busy looking at the camera or filming stuff or talking, whatever,
Yeah, so many times when we go to these sales, we're like in the zone on the hunt, to look for things. And we went to a yard sale on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, we were like we were running some errands and we saw a sign nearby. We're like, well, let's go check it out. And good thing we did, because I think I spent we spent together collectively maybe $50. And I got a lot of cool video games and jewelry pieces and a lot of cool things that I think I can make some money on.
Yeah, and I found a really odd cassette tape. Scott Hansen, I guess, was a musician from Cleveland, and I get in the 80s, and he had a couple of bands. I think one of the bands was called Son of Slam, was a later band, and then before that he had something called Slambo, or Slambo, one of the other words. Slambo, I think it was called. But the interesting thing about this
was a tape, you said?
Yeah, cassette tape.
Oh,
it looked really weird and generic. It was a black and white cover, really weird picture of a guy in a weird pose. But I knew something. It hit all the hallmarks of odd and strange, and whether it might have been independent or local. I love that kind of stuff. At 50 cents or whatever the guy wanted for, I'm like, that's no brainer. Just grab it and I'll learn about it later. But as I did a little research, this was the week for research and weird stuff.
Yeah.
This isn't weird, but it's interesting. I guess when I looked it up, I guess that guy, Scott Hansen, in his band, Trent Reznor, played keyboards and programmed stuff in the band.
So he worked with Trent Reznor.
Yeah, Trent Reznor was in this guy's band in the 80s.
Must have been before he got real
to Nine Inch Nails in the early 90s. They popped up with a head like a hole and everything. But I'm pretty sure this was pre Nine Inch Nails fame.
Wow.
And he's credited as programming. I guess maybe programmed some keyboard synthesizer stuff. But there's a clip on YouTube of a performance they did, hosted by. It was a morning show, probably was it AM Cleveland or something? But there was an old talk show, local show, and it was hosted by Scott Newell, was the guy's name, whom I found a record album of, kind of, a couple weeks ago at a estate sale.
Yeah.
But anyway, Yeah, but he's you could see Trent Reznor in the background. They just played a song, and Trent Reznor's like kind of shy, looking, what's up, you know. They call him, and you watch his video, and you're like, all these people, not that they're nobodies, but they did nothing. Trent Reznor's the one that
that took off.
That took off. The guy kind of
like the shy person in the background.
Yeah. But he looks exactly the way he did Nine Inch Nails.
Wow.
The hair in his face and kind
That's cool.
Gothy emo. So I found that, and I found some wacky kooky sort of new agey books that when I looked them up, they go for like $40 a piece on Amazon. Couldn't find it on eBay, but you know. But that stuff's so weird. If someone's looking for it, they'll find it. Mm-hmm. I'll make mine a little cheaper. I bought 3 of them. They're $1 a piece. So.
Oh, that's good.
3 different books. But anyway, so that was cool. A good yard sale. We found some weird stuff, interesting stuff, and valuable stuff.
Yeah. So I listed most of the games. There's like 3 or 4 games that I still have to test. When I say test,
how many games do you have to test?
3 or 4. Oh, 3 or 4.
There you go.
That's an inside joke of ours.
It's not really. I mean, you think it is, but it's from a cartoon. It's that Peter Puma or whatever.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, it's Bugs Bunny asking, how many lumps of sugar you want? Oh, about 3 or 4. And
but then we answer that with each other a lot. Oh, 3 or 4.
You heard that as a kid and don't remember, and they used to talk like, you used to pretend that's how you're...
I gave my
cat that voice.
A funny voice where he would answer.
That's what that's based
3
on.
Or 4.
You've heard of it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What game system are the games from?
Ooh.
SNES. No, not SNES. Although a few weeks ago, I did sell a Super Nintendo game system with the best Super Nintendo game ever made.
What's that?
Donkey Kong Country.
Wow.
It worked great. It was tested. I cleaned it up the best I could, and that sold for $124 shipped.
It was tested. It was drug and disease free.
So, where did I get that Super from? Oh, that was in the garage. We were looking through stuff in the garage.
Oh.
And I think you found it at a yard sale like a year ago and you forgot you had it. Mm. So I listed the Sims 2 pets. I put them in little baggies so the dust stays out of them because I didn't have little cases for them. Fairly Odd Parents. Remember that cartoon? But these are for the Game Boy Advance. Gundam Seed Battle Assault. It's Gundam Wing, the anime, you know, the little robots. Not little, the giant robots. Pokemon Fire Red. Yeah, these have all been tested and they work.
Ooh.
There's Pokemon Fire Red. Then in here, I've got Pokemon Leaf Green.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Yeah, Pokemon Leaf Green. These are all available in my eBay store right now.
Weird. I mean, what do Leaf Green and Ruby have to do?
Well, Leaf Green has to do with the plant-based Pokemon. Fire Red has to do with the fire Pokemon, the Pokemon with the fire powers.
Gemstones?
Ruby, I think it has to do with like gemstones, rocks.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Pokemon Ruby, but the label is missing and it needs a new battery. See the battery in there that saves your game? So the game does work. I did test this. It does work. It's just you'll have to open it up and put a new battery in there. And they take little watch batteries. So I'm selling this one as is for $40 free shipping. Some of these Pokemon games are harder to find. Beyblade. That's for people that like Beyblade, there's that. Dragon Ball Z, The Legend of Goku or Legacy of Goku 1 and 2. That one I have for $49.99 free shipping. And these were all tested. These all play. And I even took a screenshot of my Game Boy so you could see that it powered on.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then some vintage buttons. These are fun. I think I put these up for like maybe $13. These are from the 1960s. This was from a different yard sale, but they're fun. Like, has little faces on them.
The first one that we went to yesterday.
Yeah, these were from yesterday's yard sale. Cool it, man. Like, cool it, man. They're like, beatnik kind of hippie.
60s.
Yeah, 1960s buttons.
Very cool.
Some questions. Michael says, will you guys ever do Carnival of Souls? Actually, we hosted that We already hosted that maybe a month ago.
It's in our. Is it archived?
It's archived on our YouTube channel, so check out our past episodes.
Yeah, go to our YouTube channel, look at the playlist, and not too far back. We went a couple of, about maybe 10 episodes ago at the most.
Yeah, we did host that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a chunk of my night was testing out video games. Oh, it's such a tough job.
Someone's gonna do it.
It was fun to test them out.
Uh-huh.
So, show and tell time. What do you have?
I mean, I have like real basic stuff, nothing like insanely cool. A weird thing I found was this, and I'm just trying to sell it because I think it's kind of like kitschy and somebody might want it, even though it's like broken. Well, here's a bolo, what do they call it? But be on the lookout. This is so on one of the yard sales we went to the other day. They had like DVDs were like $1, and I found like some trauma movies.
Oh yeah, there were a ton of movies at that.
I should go find. I should actually go grab them and show you what I found. But then they had like fill a bucket up for $5. So I put a bunch of books in there, which turned out to be worth nothing. Yeah. But this was the belle of the ball.
A scented candle.
It's a Bath and Body Works scented candles. This is never used before. It's lemon and tea. It's called London, and the sold are $45 to $49.
Wow.
Plus shipping and free shipping.
It must be a really fancy candle. Does it really smell like lemon and tea?
It does. It smells nice.
I was going to use it.
I was going to use it and burn it.
Ooh, that is nice.
When I was watching Gangs of London, the show I've been watching. Yeah. But when I found out it was a $49 candle, I said, no, I'll sell it.
Yeah. So we can find some other candles to use.
Like I said, there are
if someone wants to feel fancy, they can buy that fancy candle from James's eBay store.
And then where's that weird thing? Where the hell is that? I had something else I wanted to show.
Yes, some Bath and Body Works stuff and some other brands like that. If it's like a discontinued flavor or a discontinued scent, I call them flavors.
Yeah, that are real popular. They don't make them anymore.
And let's say someone uses up that candle and they really, really like it. Well, maybe the store doesn't have it anymore. So where do they go? They look it up on eBay. They might do a Google search, and then that listing of that candle could come up. And if someone's really jonesing for that candle, maybe they'll buy it. Right, Louie? Louie just waltzes right in here like he owns the place. He does. Louie's the boss. Come here, Lou. Do you want to be on camera? Hi, Lou. Come here, buddy. I know. James isn't here. He took off. Oh, come here. Do you want to be on camera? I know. You don't like me as much. Yeah. He's looking over like, where's James? He'll be back. Say hello to the viewers out there, Mr. Louie. Movie and Toy Collector 13 is watching. What's that? Movies, you say? Any horror? Yes, he's going to get them. He found some trauma movies from a yard sale. Grandpappy is here. Hey, Grandpappy. He says, good evening, Mummy and the Monkey. Good evening, everybody. Gory Bits. Hello there, dude. Thanks for joining us.
Louie wanted to come in.
And yeah, everyone loves Louie. They're saying hello to Louie. Louie was actually looking at your chair like, where did you go?
I'm right here. Now he's looking at the door. I close it. So here's the weird kitschy thing, or the funny. It was $1. So I got it's a severed pig head. It was probably part of a bigger bank. It was a bank, but it's a pig as a police officer, I guess, or a security guard type of thing.
That's funny.
But it's got the little the plastic doll eyes in it.
I wonder if he was like.
It was part of a bank. It was a bank.
Yeah, but I wonder if it was like he had the whole body.
Yeah, you could see the blue spray paint.
So that's just the head there.
The head cleanly broke off.
So that must have been a large piggy bank.
Yeah, big. It was a big plastic piggy bank.
He broke his head off to get the money.
They had it for $1, and weird stuff like this can sell, and it was only $1. I mean, I don't have a lot into it, so
yeah,
just for fun.
It's kind of fun and kitschy and unusual.
Yeah, I listed it as like kitsch, but those books I was talking about. Yeah, I threw all the stuff that I was gonna just. You told me just to grab stuff that.
Are
this stuff is not listed. Yet? No, this needs to be listed.
So he has not listed these, but he got them yesterday at a yard sale.
The listed stuff I have isn't really that interesting. I mean, it's not like, hey, look at a Cleveland Browns bobblehead. The CB dog. I think this is a Taco Bell giveaway.
Oh, so you listed that guy.
There's that, yeah. And then I found some CDs. This is a cool one if you're into rock and roll. The Michael Schenker Group debut CD. He was in. Whoop.
I think Louis wants your attention.
He's from Scorpions, I believe. And but here's those weird, like, you know, New Age books. Threshold by Astra. A woman's name is Astra. We got the background on the woman that wrote these. I think she self-published them, but they're cool. They got, like, you know, metallic ink and everything. Hi, Lou, come on up. Let me see. Let's get something that we can learn something from here. This is from Refulgent Peregrinations. I don't know.
Is that
Luminous
so?
Revelations. Peregrination 2. Once upon a celestial journey, there was a beautiful angel standing before me with beautiful silver metallic shimmering radiating. Beautiful. This is written horribly. Anyway.
Well.
These might be $40.
Let someone else decide.
Even if they're $20. But
yeah.
Now.
Maybe someone will like them.
Some of the stuff I'm not selling because it's really not that valuable. I bought it because they were $1 a piece, these movies, even DVD sets.
$1 for DVD sets.
Yeah. So I couldn't turn down the first 3 seasons of Saturday Night Live box sets were $1 a piece.
That's cool.
That's really cool. You know, it's kind of fun. Throw those in at some point. Criterion
Michael
Collection.
says, "What's a black cat's favorite color?" Purple.
Purple. That's funny. I like jokes. Let me tell you, a movie I haven't seen yet. It's a French movie, The 400 Blows. Sounds like a long movie. I hope this movie doesn't suck. It's a French movie, but I guess it's a rough life for this kid growing up. But this was a Trick or Treat. Where's this Divine from, you know, Roger Waters movies?
John Waters.
Roger Waters from Pink Floyd. So.
John Rogers.
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah, John Rogers movie.
Didn't you find a Corman movie?
Buck Rogers. I found even better.
Okay.
I found Cannibal the Musical. It's a Troma movie.
Oh, there you go.
For $1. Again, these I looked them up. They're not really valuable, but Mr. Show season 1 with Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul
and what's that other one? Breaking Bad.
Yes. And then
both are wonderful shows.
I've never seen it yet, but I know it was something like bad movie. Oh, Kids in the Hall, season 1.
Oh yes.
This one's only $5 on eBay. It's not, so we'll keep this and watch it.
We'll just keep it for fun.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I love at least the first couple episodes of the new series.
Yeah.
Was good. Then the other ones just weren't as funny as the first couple. But
when we pick up these DVDs, if they're not really worth much, we'll just watch them and have them in our collection for a little while, and then we donate them. But
here's 2 I'm really looking forward to seeing. Now these ones are worth actually a couple bucks. The Lost Skeleton of Cadavera and The Lost Skeleton Returns Again.
Oh.
And this one's worth more than the first one.
I've never seen those.
Me neither, but I've heard about them. But they're on purpose, like B-movie, black and white movie.
Oh, so they're made to look old.
They're making
fun
of...
But they're newer ones?
Yes, they're making fun of the old 50s, sci-fi movies and stuff and horror movies.
That's cool.
But it's made to... Actually, who was in this one? In the second one, this looks like the guy that played in Terminator 2, Robert Patrick.
Seth says, Cannibal the Musical is Trey Parker and Matt Stone's first movie.
Oh,
based on a true story about Alfred Hacker, who was charged with cannibalism. It's an independent film that they sold to Troma. Gory Bit says, I love me some throwback movies.
Yeah, so it does say the South Park boys did make this, so.
Yeah.
And we love South Park, so.
I do love the South Park.
How could you go wrong with them, huh?
Right, Louie?
How can you go wrong with them?
Louie's laying over here on the floor now.
Something kind of fun. That's more kitsch. Oh, bag of toys.
A bag of toys.
I bought. So we went to this one yard sale, and some of the smaller yard sales were more interesting than the bigger ones. They had cooler stuff. Like this one woman was selling currency. Like foreign currency, like 50-cent bags full of foreign currency.
And then you bought them.
I bought them. I looked them up. Some of them could be good, actually, strangely enough.
Well, people do collect. Well, I don't know. You'll have to check the eBay policy because I don't know if they...
Coins I thought you can't sell.
Oh, okay. I knew it was some type of...
I thought it was coins. I'll check, but they're all these things
I don't know about the
up.
paper money.
All this stuff does pop up on eBay. I looked them up and they pop up on eBay.
Okay.
So whether you are allowed to sell them, I don't really know.
I don't know.
You know, they're from all over the world. The Bank of Korea, the Netherlands. It's all over the place. And...
Interesting. So someone traveled all over.
Speaking of travel, interesting that you bring that up. There was a bag of menus I bought from the Cunard, C-U-N-A-R-D, Cunard White Star.
Maybe
And
Cunard.
they're from 1948, 47, 48. Look at these little.
Oh, from a ship.
Yeah, it's a menu.
Or from like a cruise or something.
They're menus from, you know, a ship line. 1948. Let's see what we can get to eat in 1948. I'm gonna look at this menu, the White Star menu. Here's a chef bringing out the food to the ruffians, the crew. I don't know who these people are. Okay, this is simple.
The passengers?
Monday, July 5th, 1948. They must have printed a menu up for every day. Dinner, iced tomato juice. Hors d'oeuvres.
Iced tomato juice.
Yeah. Filet of flounder tartare. Ooh, so is that
Filet
like
of
raw
flounder tartare? Isn't that raw fish?
Tartare, unless that's the wrong thing.
Ew, so raw fish?
Fricassee of veal with mushrooms.
Raw fish with tomato juice?
Roast ribs of beef, horseradish sauce, French beans. There's no ice cream, fresh fruit, coffee. Passengers on special diet are especially invited to make their own requirements to the head waiter. Ooh, yeah.
So if you don't want to eat raw fish, talk to the head waiter. Maybe they'll make you something else. 70-something years ago.
I love eating raw fish. Let's see. There's
wow.
I don't think I've ever had raw fish. So sashimi. That's the Japanese raw fish.
I think I did once. Yeah, I think it was like mixed in with some sushi, something or other. And I'm not really like a seafood person.
I am. I see food and I eat it.
I knew you were going to say that.
That old joke. Yeah, I thought there'd be some fun prices.
Tartare is red meat, not fish. But it said flounder tartare.
Yeah, it was a weird.
So is it flounder with?
Yeah, I know steak.
Raw beef.
I know steak tartare.
So you're gonna eat a chunk of fish with raw.
It says filet of flounder, comma tartare. Tartare.
Oh, so it's like two things on one plate.
Mad. It didn't say with because it says fricassee of veal with mushrooms. So they're roast beef. I mean, I don't know. It's maybe bad grammar in here, whatever.
So eat this undercooked meat and your fish, and try not to get sick on the boat.
Hardy har har.
And drink your iced tomato drink.
Yeah, I went digging.
Tomato juice.
Went digging through that thing of toys, and I found some just little stuff. I think a lot of them were like McDonald's and Burger King premium giveaways. Like I think this might have been too.
No, that was not. That was
isn't?
something that was sold
it
separate.
It says Donkey Kong Jr. on the back.
That was something that was sold separate at the toy stores, like Toys R Us.
This is hefty.
No, that was not from the Happy Meals. Because I
feels
used to have a Mario one of those.
This is Donkey Kong Jr. I got that for like $1.
Those take watch batteries. You have to open them and replace the battery.
I know, you love that. You're salty, I find that.
Yeah. I'm jealous of this. I like finding the game.
Digging through. Here's a pretty little heavy, it's just metal, but it's a heavy metal. Dr. Seuss head ornament. Probably came with something, but it's got some weight to it. It's not silk. And here's this Polly Pockets thing. I don't know what but this might have been. Oh, it's a little like fake little wine.
Yeah, so you got like some little odds and ends there to sort through.
Plush.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love digging through that stuff.
And I had a weird glitch going on with eBay for a while. My sales were picking up the past couple weeks, which is good. Now they're just kind of steady, Freddy, kind of a little stagnant. But
weren't we thinking that?
Not too bad.
It's because it wasn't a glitch, wasn't it? Didn't they have a coupon?
No, the glitch is a separate thing. Oh. The coupon is a separate thing. So around the week of the 4th of July, eBay had a 20% off coupon. So I was running coupons in my store also for like 10 and 15% off. Mm-hmm. But then eBay themselves they put out a coupon, so they ate the cost. So I think a lot of people were using that week, and my sales like jumped. And I'm like, oh, good. And then I saw, they have a coupon out. That explains it. In the past, around holidays, eBay used to do that. They would put out these coupons to try to boost sales. Yeah. And they did for the 4th, and it really helped. It'd be nice if they did that more and, did more to get sales rather than just increase their fees and get money from the sellers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and my stuff's been, my sales have been kind of, dripping in. I've been busy with freelance anyway, but So at least I got that to pick up the slack. But yeah, I'm just trying to. I mean, I've got a ton to list. That's the thing. It ain't like I need to buy anything else. But
no, we need to take a break probably from buying things and just shop the house.
But then you wouldn't have found those video games. I mean, it's like
and then you get that like FOMO thing. Like, well, what if I find a video game? What if I find jewelry?
But maybe that's when we do find stuff like that. It's just supposed to let you know that that it will always be there to find, and not you don't have to go out every day.
Yeah.
But that's all, we're different. I mean, I have a lot of stuff and you just barely have things.
I'm more choosy with things. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, with that glitch. So I had an item that I sent out, and on my seller screen, it said, hey, ship this item. It's overdue.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
It showed the tracking, but then it said, hey, ship this item. It's overdue or whatever. And I'm looking and I'm like, but I sent it out. So I click on the screen, mark as shipped, and it didn't do anything. It was still there. And it was like that for about 3 or 4 days. And I was afraid of it counting against my eBay, I guess, seller score or affecting my seller performance.
It could suffer. Your account could suffer.
It could. I was worried. Because I'm getting that top rated seller status and I didn't want it affected. So I did have eBay call me about it because you can't call them anymore. You have to somehow find their customer service and have them call you. And they said it was a glitch. Supposedly they were working on it, and yeah, they did fix it eventually. So
look who's joining us, Louie.
Louie, and no open returns.
Nope.
I had one weird customer for like a vintage piece of clothing I had listed, and the same person was asking me a bunch of different questions, and all of the information was actually in the listing. So I would reply with, well, the measurements are in the description, there's the photos, and then they would go back and ask me like more of the same stuff. So in the past when that happened, I ended up selling it to the person, tried to go back and forth and answer it the best I could, and then they would get real picky or particular and say, well, I don't like this, or this isn't what I thought it would be, and I'm going to blame you, and I want to return it. So to avoid that, I took the item down for a little while, and I just stopped communicating with that buyer.
I'm going to have an old-fashioned hard candy.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Is that from the snack pack?
This is from our Snackmeister General, Greg, who sent, I can't open this one. Oh, maybe I'll figure out a way to do it. These are those old-fashioned hard candies. Oh,
sometimes Wendy's tartar unintentionally. So science bro.
You want these?
Sure. Actually, those look really good.
Yeah, they're old-fashioned. So it's not mold, that's just old powdered sugar.
That's good. Michael says, Bette Midler lost over 40 pounds after eating sushi. She got parasites from the raw fish. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. John Lincoln's here. Hey there, John.
Howdy.
So, yeah, I'm just boosting eBay, trying to list as much as I can. And, I'm noticing, too, I've had the most items I've ever had in my eBay store. I'm at over 2,100 listings. Over 2,100. And it seems like the more I list, the more of some of my older listings are moving.
Yeah.
So I think it's helping because they see like you're working on the site or whatever.
Push it through the pipe, which again I don't understand. I know my must be something like, why isn't your stuff just always out there? Why do we have to assume that, or why do they hide it? I don't understand.
I don't know.
If we sell it, they make money too, right?
Yeah, and they keep trying to push their promoted listings where if you pay a little extra,
I think
supposedly your item will be, easier to see in the search. And I don't like that they're like hiding people's items.
Yeah, because I think that's what's going on, because there were times when I would list, and then all of a sudden I get several sales in a row from the same time period where I listed them. It wasn't like random, like something from last year, something from a month ago. It was like a little cluster of stuff sold that was listed around the same time years ago. It's like, why did these random things that are just not even related all sell in the same day from the same time period I listed them?
I don't know. It's weird.
They weren't visible. Well, why do that? They would apparently they would have sold if they've ever been out there.
So if you guys are interested in what we have in our eBay stores, we have the links in the video description below. We also have the links on the MummyAndMonkey.com. We are open to offers. There is room for negotiating on many of our items. If it's like a small cheapy item that's like 10 or 15 bucks, maybe not so much. But you know, if it's something that's you know, up a little more in price, yeah, there's wiggle room. Yeah. So like I sold a few weeks ago a doll for like 400 and something, and I think the lady was asking for like a $60 discount, and I'm like, it's what price? I paid how much? Sure. you can have the discount, because she wanted pretty much wanted a deal with the shipping and everything, so we worked out a deal.
Very good. It's nice.
All right, let's answer a few questions here, and then we'll probably switch gears to Mummy and the Monkey.
Unless you want me to tell my weird story.
Oh yeah, tell your story. Well,
spooky story.
Let's read comments, and then we have a spooky story for you.
Mm-hmm.
What horror film scared each of you the most, and do you watch in the dark? Says Michael Walker.
Well, yeah, we do. And go first. You could tell.
What horror film scared me the most? Scared me the most.
Scared you.
Let's see. There was, like, as a kid, I was scared by a lot of movies and TV shows, but I still liked them.
With Tourist Trap?
I think Tourist Trap, when I first saw it, kind of freaked me out. Carnival of Souls, I thought, was really creepy when I first watched it as a teenager. Like, there's a lot. It's hard to pinpoint just one. But if I had to pick one that I like that I think is one of the creepiest, I'd probably say Tourist Trap. Because of the mannequins and the dolls and everything. It's so, like, creative, cool. It's stylish and scary. So
I have a memory, and this goes as a kid. What scared me a lot. I mean, every kid's scared of everything. Even your vacuum cleaner, you're afraid of. But I remember watching Superhost in the afternoon, which is a horror host here in Cleveland, in the Saturday afternoons, and he would play those Starman movies, and they were so weird. I mean, because it was the Japanese take on, you know, horror and sci-fi, and they had such the sound. There's a scene in one of the Astro Men movie, I forget, or Starman movies, where there was a witch in there, and she just had the weirdest, like,
I remember
she didn't have a nose, or like they had it all when she had and the way the makeup on
the way the makeup it was very strange
and the
looking.
sounds.
Yeah.
They had sort of an echoey kind of cackle, and that used to creep me out as a kid a lot. I would be like afraid of that, you know, as a kid. It would, like, you know, and I would think about it all day, and, you know, where's she gonna get me next? You know, you think it got in my head as a kid. But as an adult, well, even though this movie came out when I was a kid, The Exorcist was my favorite horror movie, like scary movie.
Exorcist was an excellent film.
The pacing, the casting, it's not a fast, like, crazy movie.
No, it's like this slow build up.
Yeah, but it's written so well, and, you know, everything is done perfectly, that you just kind of like get into, like, the pace of the movie
and the feel of it.
And it ramps up. It gets obviously really graphic towards the end. But it's something special about that one. I know a lot of people say The Exorcist, but it really is one of my favorite horror movies.
Bargain Barons is here joining us.
What up?
He says, hey guys, congrats on 3K. Thank you, Bargain Barons. We need to build it up more. We're working on it. And they say Babadook was scary.
Yeah.
Babadook, I thought was an excellent movie. And yeah, parts of it had like a real creepy vibe. It was cool.
It had like a gothic thing. It was done really well.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
I love the end of it. It was good.
Michael Walker says the original Last House on the Left scared me for days. And he says, my favorite film is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I love the character with a twisted backstory.
Get it?
Science bro, just say Event Horizon. That is terrifying.
The space movie?
I guess it scared him.
Yeah. That's with Lawrence Fishburne, I believe. And what's his name from Star? I think it's him and James Spader, I think.
Bikini Monsters was terrifying,
in a different way.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of terrifying.
So speaking of terrifying, so when we go scavenging, and when people go to estate sales, when they go to flea markets,
you don't ruin my story, okay?
It's pretty obvious when you go to these sales, they're doing cleanouts of someone that maybe moved away, or maybe someone in their family is not around anymore. They passed on. They're not in this world anymore. They moved on to whatever the beyond is.
Last Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, I went on a solo trip to the flea market, and I had a good day there. I bought a lot of cool stuff, and I bought a little bit of everything. I got stuff for myself that I'm interested in, and stuff to flip. And I bought a box of like these, just like a small little card box that had some old photos in it. 9 out of 10 times, I don't think much of them. They're going to be this. Excuse me. They're going to be the same old things. Photographs of people, whatever. And most of them are uneventfully, nothing. And these couldn't be more innocuous. It's just some wedding photos of some like pretty lady and her husband. From 1948, I think it is.
So they're vintage photos.
1947.
Which and it's not uncommon for us to pick up vintage photos. We like looking through them.
Yeah, and every now and then, and I'm really interested, and not in a weird way, but these people are obviously pretty much gone by now. If not, they'll be really, really old. But I just am curious about certain things, and if there's a name or something, or especially if it's a really, really old photo, and there's a number, like a house number, I like to look it up on Google to see if that house is still there, just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
A lot of times those things are like parking lots, or they're gone. I mean, they were so old.
Kind of like there were some pictures you found where they were like at a soda shop, or like maybe they're at a grocery store.
You get all the products behind them.
So then you look up the business, and then it's you find out it's been long gone.
Yeah, that, or sometimes there's products you can look up that are defunct, and just kind of fun to see what they were.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there's these photographs, a lot of them, quite a few of them. This young woman getting married. And there's names written on the back, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll look them up to see what's what, just to kind of see if they're, because sometimes you learn interesting things. Now, one of the letters, there was a letter to this woman from a student of hers. The woman who's the bride was about 22 years old when she got this. She was 24 when she got married. I did all the math after I found everything out. Don't worry, it gets creepy. It gets strange. But there's a letter in here, and I'm just giving you a backstory, that was written to her by a 16-year-old girl who was a student of this woman's, who was going to, I won't name any names.
Okay.
But so this woman, the student, I looked her up, and it turned out that, because in this letter she goes, I think, she sounded like she was a pretty smart person, a kid. She wanted to get into, instead of getting into teaching, she wanted to get into nursing, and and when I looked her up, the
that
young girl,
letter was the back and forth of the student and the teacher?
Yeah, she just wrote a letter to this woman who's the bride in these photos. There was just one.
And the teacher was the bride in the photos.
Yeah. That's her.
Okay.
That's her. That's Miss L. So she wrote Miss L, and it's interesting because when I looked up the young girl, she passed away in 2015, but she turned out to be a what do you call that? Like someone that goes over and
a missionary.
A missionary. Her and her husband, and for decades they did missionary work. I think abroad and
like charity
domestically.
Work.
Yeah, and that's where you could say, well, that's where the nursing thing came in. She knew how to care for people, so that was kind of cool. She was, there's like a photograph of her older, and it was kind of neat to see that.
So she had a full life.
A full life, and contributed to humankind. Very, very cool. Then I go, okay, well, that's interesting. Now, what about Miss L? What about the woman that she wrote to?
The lady who was the teacher.
Who's getting married in these photos.
Who got married in the photos.
Well, this is now. I bought these on a Sunday. I looked these up. I believe the following day, like a Monday or a Tuesday, I decided to just grab the box and go through them. It might even been a Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Several days later. This is because it does make a difference. So I did all this one night. I think it was like a Wednesday night, late at night. So I found out about the young girl. Then I look up Miss L. Well, it turns out, I mean, of all of the things, they are local people. I'll just say I could say they're from Parma. The night I looked up who she was, I found out that just the day before, her son, the guy, there was a news story that popped up with her name, involved in it. Her son was found dead in his home in his early 70s, and that all pans out with the math once I went back and
So
did all the
she
math.
got married. She had at least one son.
She had at least one son.
At least one child, and
Now,
that child was recently
found. Let me.
Okay.
Yeah, he was found dead in his home. He was an extreme hoarder.
Oh no!
He was killed by his own piles of stuff. He was asphyxiated.
Oh, that's terrible.
And
so his piles of stuff crushed him. Pretty much, he couldn't breathe.
Yes. But it gets weirder. This guy had several storage units in the area, and one of them, was auctioned off. I got to put that part together. But there were skeletal remains found in one of his storage units. That was his mom.
So his mom's body was in the storage unit?
Yes, he was collecting her Social Security. She might have died 10 years ago. They think she died in 2012.
Oh.
He was collecting her insurance.
So his mom,
Social Security.
the pretty lady in those pictures,
was wound up in a storage unit.
Was dead in a storage unit for 10 years.
She may have died at home. And at some point he just said, well, she's whatever enough to put her in a box.
So he left her body just in the house to rot.
I don't know.
And then put her in a storage unit later.
What's weird because when I found all this out, I mean, like I said, the guy. Oh my God. That story broke like the same day I looked this up.
What weird timing. So
if I would have looked this up 3 days ago.
So could that have been from the storage unit where her body was?
Quite possibly, because if those units were sold and people sold the stuff out of the unit. It could have been. It could have been in the same unit.
Are those pictures haunted?
I don't believe in all. I don't care about all that. No. But isn't that weird?
Wow, that poor lady.
But see the weird thing.
She didn't get a proper burial or get a cremation.
I don't know how. What
he just let her
remains.
He just let her rot somewhere.
But
literally.
But the weird here. But if you.
And how did they not?
Think about the timing of this.
How does no one smell that there's a body
in a house?
In a house just laying there.
I don't. If no one went over, if it was just him and his mom,
and no one thought to check on them.
No, they only went to check on him because his mail was piling up, that type of thing.
Wow.
Now, but think about the timing of this. I bought this on a Sunday. If I would have looked it up that day, I would have found nothing on the son. He didn't die till 3 days or 4 days after I bought those photos. If I would have looked up those
So he
people,
was technically probably still alive when you bought those.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, this is all, we don't know the whole story. If you don't pay on your storage units, they auction them out.
Yeah.
So someone may have won the auction and did a clean out and then later on found the body.
John Lincoln knows what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, John's from Parma. He knows.
It just broke, and like I said, I got chills because it wasn't like, oh, this happened 4 years ago. Yeah, I looked. You
guys could Google it, like Parma, Ohio. Body found in storage unit. Yeah. It just literally happened like a week ago.
And then I looked at the date. I said, when did this happen? It said like 7 hours ago. The news. I'm like, like, oh my God! Of all the times, I mean, like I said, 2 months after would have made a big difference. But it was almost lady. Like she called me to look that up.
Oh, isn't that weird? That poor guy, like what was going on in his head?
Well, they say that, they don't know if the hoarding happened after she passed away because they say sometimes loss and things like that can bring on things in hoarding, but that house they said was full. Like they had to
So he may have been just doing that for
the cops,
years
everyone,
and years.
And the paramedics, they had to climb over.
They showed
no clear paths.
In the news stories I saw, they showed the inside of the house.
Piles.
Just piles of stuff.
To the ceiling.
Like very extreme hoarding.
There were no paths. There were no pathways to anything.
Yeah. So that all that stuff crushed him.
He got killed by his own, his own stuff.
John says, I lived on that street in the early 80s and know the house well.
You know what's crazy too?
Wow, okay.
And what cemented the whole thing, besides the last names and the first names, was that there's some greeting cards in the box that weren't sent to anybody. They're they're not unwritten in, but there is one that says Mom and Dad, and it has that address on it in the corner.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's sad.
And we find a lot of photographs and stuff like that, and usually nothing.
Yeah, usually we don't find much, and it's we had an idea for some art projects where we were saving old photos to maybe give them a new life and turn them into something else.
Yeah, still working on that idea.
Still thinking about that idea.
Well,
but...
that would be a creepy one. I mean, that would be a dangerous one to sell.
Probably.
But wow. So what to do? I don't know what to do with these. I might do something on YouTube about it. You know, I don't know. I don't know how I can.
Can you show one of those, or should we not show their faces?
I could. I mean, not saying any names, but
yeah, we're not going to say their names.
So this was it makes me a little sad because here she is in her prime, right? This is her getting ready to, to get married. This is her on her way. This is her looking in the mirror, probably right before the wedding, and so happy and gonna have a son one day who's gonna keep my body in a storage. I mean, oh yeah. When you think about that in hindsight,
the things that we find.
This poor woman,
Wow, that is a really messed up story.
It's very bizarre, but
it's very sad for those people involved. It's very sad.
Like I said, I usually like one pile of memorabilia we have from somebody. Remember, it was a woman who was part of a circus act, like a trapeze thing. Or that
was cool. That was cool. They were acrobats.
Yeah, there's photographs of her way older, like actual color photographs for like some luncheon or something. At some senior center. But then there's all these old articles of her when she was young and the people she would acrobat with, and it was kind of fun.
Now that could be a cool collectible piece for people that collect like that type of like the circus stuff, the sideshow memorabilia.
But sadly enough, that's not the darkest thing we've ever found.
No, we have actually found some other things.
Well, that one with the
magazines.
The magazines from the 1920s.
Yeah.
Where a girl was, I don't want to get into the story.
No, that's something that we want to cover separately.
Yeah, but
we haven't yet.
But we have a couple of like magazines that
found some
document
magazines
that story
at a thrift store, and it was about true crime stories.
Yeah, it's not for that fictiony true crime.
No, it was like stuff that actually happened, and it was from the 1930s.
If you think tabloids and stuff are raw now, these things are they say everything.
Yeah.
They show pictures too, which is
it's all there.
A lot of gruesome stuff. But the thing it's not just that. The thing about these magazines that we found, they were owned by the mother of the victim, because it says about and then her name, about Vivian.
Yeah.
In like old dipped in ink pen.
Bargain barons.
What?
What? You don't have to do that.
Barba Papa for him.
Oh my gosh! Thank you.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, we love you guys. Thank you. And we saw you uploaded a bunch of new videos. We need to watch your videos. Yeah. We were thinking like tonight to tune in.
I'd love to chill out and watch some Bargain Barons. That sounds like a good way to wind down tonight.
Research stuff for eBay and watch some Bargain Barons.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I always love doing that. But thank you. Wow.
Okay,
yeah.
So let's switch gears to the Mummy and the Monkey. It's 7 already.
Wow.
We've been yik-yakking.
Let's talk about the Mummy and the Monkey.
July 9th, we were part of a wonderful event at the Beachland Ballroom.
Oh, yes.
In Cleveland, Ohio. It was called Cleveland Screaming, the final chapter.
Yes.
And we were MCs for the event. They had 3 different bands. Bathurst, the Ruiners, those 2 were from Detroit. And then it was also the 3-year reunion of Archie and the Bunkers. Yeah. Cleveland's own world famous band.
Yeah, they were kids when they started, and gosh darn it, they looked like kids when they were there for their reunion. They still were in their like mid-20s at the most. But
yeah, they're young people that started out playing music when they were like little kids.
Little munchkins. It's kind of weird to look at.
And they sound incredible.
Yeah, but you wouldn't believe what a keyboard and a drum kit, like a small drum kit could. What they can crank out with that, but you should check them out. Look up Archie and the Bunkers.
And they're super nice in person. All the bands were very nice, very talented.
We got a picture with them too.
Yeah, we got pictures with people. We didn't get to video and take as much video and pictures as we wanted to, but everything was moving along really fast, and there were a lot of people that would like stop and chat with us, and we were just kind of enjoying the moment and just in involved with that, where we didn't get to like say, oh, hold on a minute, let me video this, or let me take a picture. We didn't get to take a lot of pictures, but other people did.
Yeah, we had a lot
and they
of
were
fun.
sharing pictures with us, so that was
fun.
good.
But it's the kind of fun you have when you're working doing something. It's fun, but at the same time it's work. We got paid to do it. Was a paid gig, and we had to be there, and we had to be and have everything going. We entertained in between the acts. Sometimes we had to like drag things out. Hopefully, we did a good job. I don't know. It didn't matter. People were.
And that was our first time emceeing a punk show, a punk rock like rockabilly show, and it was a great experience.
It was a lot. It was definitely our kind of crowd.
Now, leading up to it, my nerves were shot.
Like weeks before.
A couple, yeah. I mean, I was just. Anxiety takes over at the weirdest times.
Yeah, just go with the flow. People, you know.
And you were like, oh, it'll be all right. Other people were like, it'll be all right. And yeah, I was like all nervous. But then when we got there and we started talking with people, I was fine.
I think the one thing that
I think it's just the build up and like, oh, we have to get everything ready.
But what we had to nail down, we did. I mean, that first chunk, that first beginning was mostly all of the time. The biggest time we had to fill was like over 10 minutes. Yeah. That's a long time.
It is.
15 minutes is a long time.
It was a chunk.
To fill. Just to go up there and say, hi, how you doing? Tell some jokes. But I mean, how many,
Draugr says you need to start hosting birthdays and bar mitzvahs.
Yeah. Bat mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs.
Oh, and real quick, guys, check out Bargain Barons on YouTube.
Yes.
They have a great YouTube channel. If you guys like videos about finding antiques and finding really cool stuff, they find a lot of really cool things at sales, and they're way better at videoing it than us.
Gosh, yeah.
They're very good at videoing when they go out. Yeah, so you get to see everything when they go out shopping.
They're very knowledgeable about antique stuff. They love their uranium glass.
Yeah.
Jewelry. Antique.
Collectibles,
strange stuff
and
from
really cool
Victorian
furniture
age.
pieces. Yeah, they find some cool things.
Yeah, we learn a lot about certain things that we have never thought of before, especially the Victorian stuff. That stuff is some of it. Sometimes you look at stuff, and don't know what it is. Because it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Or the style differently, and it's that's a comb. It's like, that's a comb.
Yeah, they're very knowledgeable with the antiques.
I'm just making something up. But, yeah, but it's cool to see. And sometimes we refurbish things and resell them that way.
Yeah.
Locally. But anyway.
So yeah, going back to the Mummy and the Monkey. Yeah, we were really happy, and
big shout out to Bob.
To Bob Ritchie, Jim Lanza.
Yes.
The bands. Johnny Dromette, Mimi Dromette, and Neil. Mimi and Neil were the DJs from WRUW 91.1 FM, I believe.
Yes, that sounds good to me.
But yeah, the whole event ended up just being a lot of fun, and it went well. Yeah. So we're happy that it went well, and that people seem to really love it and enjoy themselves.
The Beachland Ballroom is a fantastic venue. I have never been before, and I want to make sure that gets rectified. I'd love to go on a date with you sometime and go do something there.
Yes, we should go see shows there, not when we're off the clock. Yeah,
it'd be great.
And just go see a local show.
Have a couple of hams beers and enjoy that. I can't find it anywhere. I don't sell it anymore.
Hams. That's a weird one.
They still make it, I guess. The can was kind of cool.
They had beer there for only $1.50.
It's weird. That's so punk rock.
It's so punk.
So awesome.
But it's a great. It was like a Slovenian hall, like a Slovak dance hall that they turned into this nightclub, like a concert club.
But in the ballroom, which is as you can imagine, it's like a big ballroom with a stage and wooden dance floor. But on the sides, they still have all the murals that the old Bohemian or whatever they were.
Yeah, Bohemian
murals. Painted murals of people dancing around in their in their native garb.
Yeah.
In their old country garb, but it's pretty cool. It's a very cool, and
it's really cute. It's very retro. It has a fun retro.
We were on stage. We entertained people. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
We got up there and just did it. I turned to a whole different person. I love it. I'm like outside of myself when I do that stuff. But
yeah, we're looking forward to more events later on. The only in-person event we have scheduled right now for the fall is Cinema Wasteland. And that's going to be, I believe, the first weekend in October.
Okay.
And I don't even know who the guests are for that yet.
They're on the website.
Yeah, I need to look on the site. Yeah. It's a 3-day film festival and horror film, like Grindhouse and drive-in convention. They do movie screenings all weekend.
Yep.
They have discussion panels. They have guests there that can sign things for you. You could shop there. You can hang out with us there. Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's an orgy of exploitation and horror movies. It's great. All things that. but not a real orgy.
John said, oh, there was a comment that was deleted.
Oh.
And then Bobby says, I have a question about the laughing at the end of a skit. Is that laughing Sal? No. Oh, is that like the sound effect that we use, Bobby? Is that what you mean?
Well, we have used a laugh at the end of our skits that I pulled off of some video that was going around at the time. It was these guys laughing at a woman that fell. She couldn't get. It was some friend of theirs that was kept falling and couldn't get back up. And these guys were just rolling. And I thought, and you know, it was just an homage to the Big Chuck and Little John Houlihan and Big Chuck Goulardi laugh that they use that Chuck put together from some radio announcer from back then.
So it's like a tip of the hat.
Yeah, but we haven't really used that. We haven't been consistent with it. I thought, it's too much of a ripoff. I won't keep doing that. Too much of an homage. You know, I don't want I want the show to kind of have its own.
Our own flavor.
Yeah, we don't want to borrow too, even though we borrow heavily.
We borrow a lot from horror hosts of the past that we grew up watching, and
we acknowledge that. And hopefully,
we acknowledge it. We're honest about it. Like, yeah, we were inspired by these people.
Yeah, and it entertained us, and it's not. It's more of a like you said, like we said, it's an homage. And if we didn't do the sound effects or didn't do the laugh, God forbid, get rid of Stasha.
No, can't get rid of Stasha.
We'd still have a show, so it's not like our show is dependent on just. Although Stasha is a definitely probably if we were going to keep anything, it would be her.
Yeah.
But we didn't say certain ethnic. We came up with the old
Stasha from the old country instead of certain ethnic.
Right. What old country you figure it out, or you
and any old country.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Old country buffet.
And then Akron Comic Con, I think, is another show in the fall. I have to see when that is. So, we attended that one last year, and the fans loved it.
Yeah, a lot of people came out.
So that's that was fun to see.
Yeah. So, we're thinking about it.
We have to look into that one again.
Yeah.
To see if we're gonna be there. So.
But yeah, I mean, we need to work on a episode for this week. We got to figure out a movie to show. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow or Tuesday we'll think of a movie for Friday.
Yeah, we should.
Seth goes, have you read Elvira's book, Yours Cruelly?
You have it and haven't written.
Actually, he gifted me that book for my birthday. A signed copy. I have a signed copy of Elvira's book, and I haven't read it yet because I'm such a dork about this. I don't want to mess up the pages. So I'll read it at some point.
She could have farted around that book. That's kind of cool. Love Elvira. Oh. Oh well.
Elvira farts. Well, everybody farts.
And she used it to waft away the.
Oh my gosh.
The smell and then send it up.
So yeah, I want to give it a read. I have not read the book yet.
What's up with that?
I've looked at it and I've admired it, but I was afraid to
time out. But
I was afraid to
it's fine.
Mess up the pages or the cover.
But you know what?
Because it's signed and it's so special.
But I can.
I feel like I need to wear the white gloves when reading it.
I could do you one better because you gifted me that big Elvira book. Remember that?
Yeah, and you never opened it.
And it's still wrapped in the plastic.
Yes, we have both of Elvira's books and we never opened them.
And because it looks so cool, I know I'm gonna ding it up. But gosh darn it, I'll look at that.
Bargain Baron says that could be the name of a new segment to cheesy films or cheesy segments of films. Fromage homage.
Nice. I like that.
Dragor says it's a great book. She has lived one hell of a life. Yeah, I've actually have listened to a lot of her interviews on YouTube from when her book was first released, and I didn't realize that she burned, when she was a child, she was, a good chunk of her body was burned. And she had to have multiple surgeries for her skin, like skin grafts and stuff. And you could never tell. I mean, she's so put together and looks awesome and still looks awesome at age 70. Yeah. Wow.
I knew she was hot, but...
No, we love Elvira.
Oh my God, how could you not? I mean, that personality and that character's so great. A Valley Girl, goth chick. It's pretty funny. Vampire.
John says, my guitar player Ben used to date Elvira in the late 70s, early 80s when he lived in LA. Wow.
That's cool.
Wiki Bobby says, how about a Christmas in July movie? Like Santa Claus, 1950s, or Santa Claus versus the Martians. We've considered that. We've considered it.
Yep.
We might.
You poo-pooed it, but maybe we'll do it this week.
I wasn't feeling it this week. I thought a summertime movie would have been better. So.
It was. We'll maybe do summer, then winter, or or at least Christmas.
And then Seth says, I still want to see some old gangster public domain movies on Mummy and Monkey. Yeah, like the noir stuff. Maybe. I mean, we have played a few murder mystery, like whodunits.
What was that one we just watched that was really good? About the woman that thought she was crazy?
Oh, it was on Pizza Flix. Oh, what was that? It was
the Dark
really...
something, or Out of the Dark?
I think it was called Out of the Dark. I don't know if I'll have to look it up. But it was such a good movie. I don't know if we could play that one, but that one was excellent.
But if we could find something that good, it'd be great.
Yeah.
That had us on the edge of our seat.
It did. It did. It had all these plot twists. Yeah. It was really cool.
It had something, and it had something that you don't see a lot. And you know what? The last time I saw that was in Get Out, where the one dude was like, "Oh, I know what's going on." Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
He figured it all out, and no one will listen to him.
That's a great movie.
There's a guy in that. It's the same thing.
I love the movie Get Out.
Like, this is the dude right here. Like, yeah. He's like,
yeah,
he's cool as hell. He gets it. He knows what's going on.
John says, hey guys, Friday's movie was good. Any more summer-themed movies planned, like The Beach Girls and the Monster, The Horror of Party Beach?
If we only could.
Or The Flesh Eaters.
If we only could.
If we could, we will. Some of those movies, I don't know if we could play.
Yeah, a lot of them we can't.
I know The Beach Girls and the Monster, a lot of people have played. A lot of horror hosts have played it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
we'll look into it. I mean, it all depends what YouTube says. Okay, it's it is a struggle.
Yep.
If you only knew what we had to do to get, and we,
Yeah, we have to make sure it's kosher to play and that it's okay for YouTube.
And then we'll do it. We'll figure something out.
Michael says in Elvira's book, she said she slept with Tom Jones and then met him years later and asked him if he remembered her, and he said, "Yes, you were the girl with the scary back."
Oh.
Like, because she had scars on her back from being burned as a kid.
It's not unusual to make love to Elvira.
So he was kind of a jerk to her then. Yeah.
You were the one with the messed up back.
Wow. So Tom Jones was a jerk in real life.
I wonder if she ever slept with Engelbert Humperdinck.
Probably not. Probably not.
Engelbert.
How about public domain silent horror with grim sound drops?
Oh, it's too much work.
That's a lot of work.
We've talked about that. And
we've considered that because there are some good silent films.
That or foreign movies where I would have to, I don't know how you do that one. That would be a tough one too.
Snakes on a Plane. No, we can't show that one.
Boy, I wish.
That's a funny movie. That's a funny one. But I think we're going to wrap this up soon, guys. We reached over 3,000 subscribers. We're really grateful for that. We're trying...
3,001 would be great.
We're at like 3,062.
Did Pete make his 1,000 subscribers?
Pete made 1,000.
All right.
He's got 1,001.
Okay, see?
Yeah. So, yeah, we're just trying to build it up and keep it going. And if you guys think Sunday night is best for the podcast, let us know in the comments. Whether you're watching it now live or later on, or if another night for the podcast works, let us know.
Yeah, we have to hammer down a solid,
because
time for the podcast.
We want to have it more consistent, where it's the same day, the same time every week.
So you can expect it.
So that way fans know to expect when it's on, when they can watch. Because I know sometimes we did it on a Thursday night, sometimes we did the podcast on a Wednesday.
It's all over the place.
Now it's Sunday.
Well, it would be good for us because at least we would do one every week and not skip weeks and go, we need to do one.
Yeah.
Well, if we're locked in, we're locked in. Just like the Friday show.
Yeah.
And one last thing about Mummy the Monkey. We were interviewed recently on the Late Late Horror Show's channel. Yes.
So if you guys haven't seen that, look up the Late Late Horror Show. And we were on there last week. We were just on actually earlier in the week on Wednesday.
Yeah, we were on last Wednesday. We were in full regalia. Did an interview with the channel's owner, Dino, the guy who creates all the content.
Dino runs the channel.
He programs and creates content.
Yep, he's a content creator. He also programs the live streams. He plays old-timey radio shows overnight.
All night long.
All night long.
It's like big hours and hours of like a certain genre, like science fiction, horror, crime, comedy.
And then he also does movie trivia and like paranormal talk shows.
And he'll do live shows with him.
Movie reviews.
And interviewing other YouTubers like us.
And he's got like over 80,000 subscribers.
Yeah, he's got
so that's awesome.
We've got a long way to go to catch up to that.
We do.
We're not even 10,000. I mean, Jesus. But check out the Late Horror Show channel on
Late Horror Show.
Not channel, but the Late Horror Show on YouTube. Yeah.
Yes, and our interview was on there, and then that
got a bunch of views.
Yeah, and was it Mad Blood? He interviewed us a few weeks ago.
The Mad Bloods.
The Mad Bloods.
MADBLUDS.
Yes.
But it's the Mad Bloods.
We had a nice interview with him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's James and Janet.
Yes. So. Behind the scenes.
So there's a lot more stuff that you can check out of us that's out there on other channels as well. And of course, we hope you go back and watch, get your fill of our past shows.
Yeah. People are saying that the Sunday thing sounds good.
That's cool. I like Sunday night.
Yeah, and then let's see. There was another comment that I think I missed.
Oh, you caught my yawn.
Darn it, you made me yawn. Well, it's all that yummy food we ate.
I know, I'm starting to get
making us like drowsy here.
Food coma, my old man food coma.
Yeah,
I gotta take a nap after I eat my food.
Do you guys get sleepy after you eat a big meal?
Oh boy, I do. Blood goes right to the tummy.
Yeah, we ate a big meal and now we're like, yeah.
Well, I can go back and we can either do eBay now or I can go do. I should just throw that Halloween one in and see, right? We gotta know.
Yeah, so we're gonna. He's working on archiving some reel-to-reel tapes.
Yeah, audio tape.
So if you guys are friends and follow James on Facebook, he made a post earlier today.
In a nutshell, I found last year I found a reel-to-reel that's marked WHK, which is a local radio station, or what? It is a local radio station still here in Cleveland, AM station. WHK Halloween Spooktacular, October 31st, 1960.
Ooh.
And I dusted off the old reel-to-reel player, and I'm archiving. We tried a couple of other reels to make sure it's working. Now I know what I'm doing.
Cool.
Now it's time to know whether it's on there or not.
I hope it is. John Lincoln says you guys should do an in-store event at the Current Year Record Store next time they do an event. My friend Marie loves you guys. Oh, does your friend Marie run the store?
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know. We would love to make an in-store appearance.
The Current Year?
The Current Year.
Sure.
Is that in Parma? I think
so.
They're fairly new, right?
Yeah.
There's a comic book store in Parma that we were hoping to do something with
hit them
as
up
well.
first before you talk about
it. So we're open to some in-person appearances that are local.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we love working with small businesses.
Yes, they own it, they said.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let her know we would be interested.
Oh my gosh,
and that she can send us an email anytime. We would love to hear from Marie at the record shop.
Absolutely.
And we could talk up her record store on our channel. We could do a little video, maybe even interview her.
Sure.
That would be really cool.
That'd be great. So, all right, well, I'll have to find more horrible things out there and to get scared and depressed about. That might be the scariest thing that's happened to me in a while. That photograph of the remains lady, the skeletal remains lady.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Bargain Barons, for the super chat.
Yes.
Thank you to our fellow YouTubers out there. Connie Cleary, thanks for watching. Toy Painter, all you guys. Thank you. Remember to like the video if you like chatting with us, if you like the podcast, and hit the subscribe. Share with a friend. It does help get the word out there to boost our subscribers.
It do.
All right, good night, good fright. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And scene.